New Bedford Police putting together another Citizens Police Academy class. It's going to be happening this fall, we're told. Captain Ricard Resendiz looking for applicants. Captain, welcome.
Good morning, Jim. Thank you.
It's good to see you. For those who don't know, what is the Citizens Police Academy in New Bedford?
Well, the Citizens Police Academy, Jim, is a program that the police department started. What it does, it gives the citizens an overview of the police department. The citizens just come in, they observe a working, they get working knowledge of the everyday aspects of what a police officer is trained in, how do we respond in certain situations. They get an in-depth look of life as a police officer.
It's not for people who want to be a cop, though. It's not anything like that. This isn't some sort of a tryout camp or anything like that.
No, not at all. Not at all. To be a police officer, it's heavily regulated. You have to take a state exam with the state. We're a civil service agency. You have to go to a recruit training, which I believe is 6 months now. This is just a short, once-a-week program that we run where the average person can come in and see and get lecture and have an opportunity to ride with a police officer and just see what a police officer does in depth.
How many weeks?
Traditionally, we run these programs. It's been about 8 weeks. We're still working on this curriculum for the fall. I anticipate it being 8 to 9 weeks.
Okay. And how big a class are you willing to accommodate?
We try to keep the class size down to about 20, and the reason being a couple things. One of the classes that we do run, it's a CPR class, and the participants who go to the academy, they get free CPR certification. In doing so, we can only host a class that's so big because you have to have a student-instructor ratio. So we try not to go outside that ratio. That's why we limit it to 20. Also, too, a key part of the Citizens Police Academy is we offer a ride-along program. And if we schedule more than 20 students for ride-alongs, it gets a little cumbersome and a little hectic. So we try to keep the class size to 20.
And you haven't had one for a while, as I recall. We were talking before we turned all the machines on here, but that this has been dormant for a bit, and now Chief Cordero wants you to start it up again.
Correct. In the mid-2000s, we were running these programs, and we did it for a number of years. Then the program stalled, and it stopped. When I became the training director, in 2009. We didn't have the program. Once Chief Cordero was sworn in as our chief of police, one of the first things he wanted to do was reinvigorate and re-implement the program, and we've been doing it ever since.
Well, I would say it's a great community program because it gives people who perhaps have no idea about some of the things that police officers have to do, have to go through. It gives you an idea about some of the day-to-day workings of a police officer, and it's not what you see on TV. It's just not.
It's not what you see on TV.
That's for sure.
The people who do come to the program, at the end of the program, I've heard nothing but compliments, and one of the common themes I've heard is that they really do appreciate the work that men and women do out there. They didn't know what it really entailed, and they say the experience was eye-opening.
Yeah. So how do you go about applying? What's the process for that?
Well, to apply to a Citizens Police Academy, we have applications available at the police department. The easiest way to do it is to visit our homepage, our website, and the application is in the tab that's marked forms. There's various department forms there to utilize, and there is one form specifically there for the Citizens Police Academy.
And you can be male, female, old, young?
Yes, I've had 18, 19-year-old kids come to the academy. I call them kids because of my age now.
Yeah.
And I've had senior citizens come to my academy. It's a wide range. It's a wide range of who signs up.
And it really is. How long are the classes? Is it a couple of hours a week?
We traditionally try to schedule the class once a week for approximately 3 hours. Sometimes the class will go for 2.5 hours. It depends on the subject matter. Again, we try to do once a week, but sometimes we may have an occasion where they'll be meeting twice that week.
All right. You're listening to Townsquare Sunday. I'm Jim Phillips. My guest is Captain Ricard Resendiz of the New Bedford Police Department, and we're here to talk about Citizen Police Academy that the police department hopes to start up sometime this fall. They're looking for 20 applicants or so, actually more applicants, but they're looking for 20 folks who may be interested in learning what police work is all about. Not to become a police officer, but to understand a little bit about the job of a police officer. What are some of the things your students will be learning, Captain?
Well, we're still finalizing the curriculum, but in the past, what we've presented during the program was CPR training. They've got instruction on active shooter training. They got firearms training, which is very popular with the individuals attending the academy. Everyone seems to enjoy that. There's instruction there by our port security unit. We've actually taken applicants out on one of several of our police boats for a cruise around the harbor. There's defensive tactics training. There's legal, constitutional law that's talked about. We talk about gangs. There's a good segment on gangs. We do a segment on violent crimes. We do a segment on narcotics and so forth. So it's a wide range. It's a wide range of subjects that we have been told and we believe that the general public would find interesting.
Folks from neighborhood groups attend?
I've had folks from neighborhood groups attend.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good thing as well. What's the goal of the academy? So we know it's not about turning out more police officers. It's about what?
Well, the goal of the academy, if you look up Citizens Police Academy online, one of the key aspects of why they do a Citizens Police Academy is to foster good relationships between the police department and the community. Okay, I believe we're fortunate here in New Bedford. We do have a good relationship with our community, but that's one of the positives for running these programs. Like I mentioned earlier, the individuals who do attend the program, they spend a lot of time with our officers, and with that, friendships are built, and they understand how difficult the job can be, but also too how rewarding it can be. Another key aspect of the Citizens Academy is it's a recruitment tool for us. New Bedford Police Department is also an employer. Okay, we have to staff our department, and we have people who come on. We also have people who retire and leave us. So we always are looking for a constant supply of young men and women who are interested in becoming police officers. This gives someone an opportunity, if they're thinking about a career in law enforcement, to get some in-depth knowledge on what it really entails.
So it's not a recruiting thing, but somebody could say, hey, I kind of like this after going through the academy.
Yes, we have had people who've gone through the Citizens Academy, then later took the police exam and interviewed for the actual position based on the experience they had in the academy.
That's and also, if older folks go through the academy, they can tell other people about it. Tell people about, my grandson needs a job. Well, do you ever thought about being a police officer? I just went through this police academy, and it's pretty good.
Yes.
It's an interesting job.
Yes.
It's also a difficult job, and I think that probably comes through.
It is a difficult job, Jim, but I've been a police officer. I'm going to be starting my 30th year. I have no regrets. It's very rewarding. It can be difficult, but it's also very rewarding. I think it's a noble profession, and I think it's a profession that there's a lot of men and women out there that should strongly consider.
Yeah, it really is a noble profession. I agree with you. It's the kind of thing that every community needs. But the job has probably changed in your 30 years. It's probably changed a great deal just in the equipment you use in the cruiser with computers and all of that stuff that is now part of your daily life, just like every business in the world, I might say, this place, every other place. But the job has changed, too. You really have to be a people person to some extent, anyway. Do you agree with that?
It's one of the things we do look for when we're going through applicants and through the review process and the interviews and so forth. We look for people who have good communication skills, because that is so critical today. That is so critical today, being able to de-escalate situations, being able to talk to people, to get them to do what you need them to do. And that's critical, having good communication skills.
And if you attend the academy, you might see some of that, at least role play or something like that.
You may see some of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about what I think most people really think is pretty cool about the Citizens Police Academy, and that's the ride-along.
Yes.
I think everybody can't wait till ride-along day when they get a chance to go out with the officers. For the officers involved, that must be different. Huh?
It is, and we do put restrictions on our officers. We don't want them, going to high-risk calls with a civilian with them, because our first and foremost priority is the safety of that individual. Okay, so we do, the officers that we do assign with the Citizens Academy, we trust them. They've done it before. They know the parameters they stay within, and again, safety is paramount when we do these ride-alongs. We haven't had an incident yet, and everyone who goes through the ride-along raves about it.
Yeah, it's just you're being a cop, even though you didn't sign up to be a cop. When do you expect the class to be held, Captain?
We are shooting to start the class by the end of October. We still have plenty of room in the class left. We're still finalizing the curriculum, and with that being said, I have to check confirming availability of officers. We have officers who volunteer to teach the program. So I'm hoping by the end of October, but the latest should be mid-November.
And how can people, again, sign up? Where do they go?
Well, they can, again, go to any police station. The applications are available there. The simplest way to do it is to go on the Bedford Police Department's homepage. Website, I'm sorry.
City website.
City website, New Bedford Police Department. Right. Is under the Forms tab. The Citizens Academy application will be right there. The only thing I would like your listening audience to be aware of, we do require that you must be at least 18 years of age. And the individuals we do select to go into the academy do pass a quick background check. We'll look, we examine their arrest record and so forth. So there is a background check that we're going to impose before we let someone into the Citizens Police Academy.
Not a full Corey check, but a background check.
Yes.
Okay. Captain Resendiz, thanks for coming in, speaking with us about the Citizens Police Academy. Good luck with it. It sounds like fun.
Jim, it was my pleasure.
All right. Thank you very much. That's it for Townsquare Sunday. I want to thank Jason Kent and, of course, Casey Sylvia, that's her name, Casey Sylvia, for their help in getting this program on the air and on our website. And thanks to you for listening as well. This is Townsquare Sunday, heard every Sunday morning at 6 a.m. on WBSM. I'm your host, Jim Phillips. Thanks for listening once again. Have a great week.